When I was younger, like a child, 6th grade, 7th grade, something like that, for some reason, and I don't even know exactly where this came from, but when I was younger, for some reason, I had the impression that credit cards are bad. No one ever sat down and told me they were bad. Maybe I formed this opinion because I overheard my parents talking about their own credit card debt. Maybe I just heard about credit card debt on the news. I'm not exactly sure, but I don't think that experience is uncommon. I know a lot of people have heard that credit cards are bad or just assume they're bad, that they're dangerous, that they're a ripoff, whatever. And that instead of getting a credit card, you should just pay with cash or a debit card or something like that. So before we get into this video, I want to know, did you hold a similar impression of credit cards growing up? Or do you still hold that kind of impression about credit cards right now, that they're bad, that they're ripoff, that they're dangerous? Let me know in the comments. As many of you know, popular Christian financial author Dave Ramsey has made the anti-credit card position very popular over the past few decades. If you saw my video on credit card myths, you can see it link at the top of the screen. But if you saw that video, you know that I played you some clips in there of Dave Ramsey stating just how stupid credit cards are. But whatever you think of Ramsey, I will say that there is a degree of truth to the idea that credit cards are dangerous, because the truth is they are dangerous for some people. So I'm not going to tell you that credit cards are always a good thing and everybody should have a credit card. There are real risks that are worth taking into account before you get one. But at the same time, there are also some unique benefits you can get with credit cards that wouldn't be available with other payment methods. So my thesis in this video is that credit cards are not inherently bad, nor are they inherently good, but it depends how you use them. So first, I'm going to talk about the reasons why some people think credit cards are bad. And as I do, I'll talk about how you can eliminate those bad qualities. And then I will talk about some of the positives of credit cards. All right. So why do some people think credit cards are always bad? There are really two main reasons. Reason number one, credit cards charge exorbitant interest rates. And yes, this is true. Credit cards can charge interest rates of 15%, 18%, 20% or more on your balance. So that's the bad thing. How do you eliminate that bad quality? Simply pay off your balance every month. If you do that, the credit card company won't charge you any interest. I went over more details on this in my credit card miss video. Be sure to check that one out if you have not done so already. All right, now on to the second reason why many people think credit cards are bad. It is this. Credit cards make it super easy for you to spend money. And this is true, right? Even for myself, if I'm not careful, I don't feel as much emotion when I swipe my credit card to make a purchase, or at least I feel far less emotion than if I had to pay cash for something, right? And physically count out the Franklins and Jacksons and Hamiltons and Lincolns and Washingtons, right? And this is why Dave Ramsey is opposed to credit cards, even if you pay your balance off every month, right? Every now and then, someone will call in on his show and say, hey, Dave, I pay off my credit cards every month and I earn rewards on them. I don't pay any interest. Why are credit cards still bad for me? And every time Dave says, you're an idiot, buddy, you're falling right into their trap, blah, blah, blah. What does he mean by that? Dave means that even if you pay off your balance every month, just the fact that you're using a credit card rather than paying in cash or using a debit card that's going to hit your bank account balance, the fact that you're using a credit card could cause you to spend more money than you would if you just paid in cash, regardless of the fact of whether or not you pay off your balance every month. All right, Dave, that's a fair point, but this can be eliminated if you have a budget. If you have a budget and you hold yourself to that budget on what you can spend every month, it won't matter if you're using a credit card or cash to pay. You're going to pay the same amount for things every month because you're sticking to your budget. So the way you negate this bad quality credit cards is to make a budget and stick to it. I recently created a video on how to create a budget. Link at the top of the screen. So those are some reasons why some people might think credit cards are bad. Now let's talk about some advantages and benefits of credit cards. The first benefit of credit cards is that a lot of cards offer cash back or some other kind of reward. The Citi Double Cash card, for example. I have this card. I use it for many things. It has no annual fee and gives you 1% cash back every time you make a purchase, and then you'll get a 2% back when you pay off that purchase. So that means you'll get $1 back every time you spend $50, which isn't a bad return when you don't have to do any extra work, and plus it's tax-free. Now, 2% might not sound like much, but let's say you put $1,000 on that credit card every month. Well, as long as you make your payments on time, you're going to come away with an extra $20 a month, which adds up to $240 over an entire year. If you invest that $240 a year into the stock market and you do that for 10 years, and you average 7% annually, you'll be sitting on over $4,000 on only $2,400 invested. Keep this habit up with your cash back for 20 years, you're looking at $11,500 off of only $4,800 invested. Keep this up for 30 years, you'll have over $26,000 sitting in this account, all because you decided to use this particular credit card and invest your cash back into the stock market. But of course, this is not an investing video. I do have a video on investing for beginners, link at the top of the screen. But this is a credit card video, so let's continue talking about credit cards. Now, along with the opportunity to earn rewards, which are really beneficial in and of themselves, credit cards are also sometimes the easiest way to build your credit. They're not the only way you can increase your credit score, right? For example, if you have student loans, a mortgage, a car loan, another form of credit that's been extended to you, and you consistently make timely payments on those lines, that will help you improve your credit over time. But in most cases, I would say that you don't want your mortgage to be the first time you take on debt. You might not even qualify for a mortgage if you don't have a credit score, right? And if that's the case, then you have missed out on earlier opportunities to improve your credit on a smaller scale. And if you have a good credit history, then you're going to end up paying a lot less interest when you start looking at those big decisions, where even a small difference in interest rates can lead to thousands or tens of thousands or even hundreds of thousands of dollars in interest saved over the long run. My wife and I recently refinanced our house, and we will save literally hundreds of thousands of dollars in interest because we refinanced at a lower rate. Interest rates matter. So if you have the chance to put small purchases on a credit card early in life, you'll earn some rewards and hopefully be able to demonstrate that you're a reliable user of credit. But of course, some people don't have that experience. In fact, the average American, unfortunately, has over $6,000 in credit card debt at something like 15% interest. So there are risks. You don't want to get a credit card without knowing the risks. But at the same time, that doesn't mean you need to avoid credit cards for your whole life because they're, inherently bad. As with anything else in personal finance, there are pros and cons to getting a credit card. And as long as you understand those pros and the cons, then you'll be in a situation where you can take advantage of the benefits of credit cards without putting yourself in a negative position. This all said, I want to know your perspective here. What do you think about credit cards? Are they bad? Are they good? Let me know in the comments. And as always, I really appreciate it if you give this video a big ol' thumbs up down there, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.